You are tuned in to Talk Show Kings on TV 1061.
Man, what they gonna do with this black on black crime, man? I'm sick of this. Thank you for watching another edition of Talk Show Kings on TV 1061. We'll be seeing you soon.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Talk Show Kings. Today we got a couple of good topics for you today, another 3 good topics, actually. But first off, I want to give a special thank you to Felix Washington, our producer, for giving us the opportunity to have this broadcast. Also, we want to thank all the people and residents of Douglasville and the city of Douglasville for allowing us to come into their homes, and everybody around the world who's watching us on YouTube TV 1061 and on Roku TV 1061 for allowing us in their homes as well. We're going to get started. First off, my name is King Eric, and to my left,
King Clem, and to my left,
King Bernard.
and we are Talk Show Kings. All right. Before we get into this first topic, I just want to let everyone know our phone number, you can call in, is 470-689-3832. Again, that's 470-689-3832. Now, a hot topic for the week. The ICE shooting. Now, just so you know, we're going to do a quick recap of what's actually going on with this, so everybody can actually be on the same page, and that way we can share our thoughts on it from there. So on January the 9th? January the 7th.
yes,
January the 7th. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement officer shot and killed 37-year-old Renee Nicole Good in South Minneapolis during a federal immigration enforcement operation. Good was a U.S. citizen and the mother of 3. Now, there's been a lot of controversy of conflicting stories, might I say, So you have the federal government saying that it's their jurisdiction, for one, but then you have the state saying it's their jurisdiction as well, because they should be able to have all types of they should be able to have transparency and be allowed to investigate alongside the federal bureau. The second thing is the federal government is saying that it was in self-defense. But from the video does not show self-defense. The video shows that it wasn't even justified. The shooting wasn't even justified. Now, with that being said, King Clem, your thoughts?
Okay. I'm gonna have to go like this. So I did see 2 angles. I saw the first one that was put out there, and it looked like it was like from across the street. And then the most recent video that I got to see was the one where it looked like it was from the ICE agent's actual phone. So the best one where I could see kind of what was going on was like from the ICE agent's phone. So when I'm watching it and I'm just looking at the video, it looks like when it comes down to the lady that's driving, she's turning to try to get away, and as she pulls off, when she turns to get away, he lets off. So I definitely see from that perspective where it looks like she's trying to get away, and it doesn't look like she's doing it right at him. But honestly, legitimately, the best way I could put it is if she's in her weapon in sense of a car, that's the way they're looking at it, and he's kind of in the way of where she's trying to go from what it looks like before she tries to pull off. And as she's pulling off, when you accelerate, the amount of distance between yourself and the car, it might not be as much distance as you might like to think it is. So it can look like he's kind of in the way of the progress that she's trying to get away. So the way I'm looking at it, if I got a weapon, if I got my gun in my pants and you got your gun and I'm pulling up my pants to get ready to run away from you, I doubt you're going to look at me like, he looked like he getting ready to try to run away from me. So I can see where that might look like that. But in the same sense, to sit there and still say, like, if I'm pulling up my pants because I'm getting ready to pull out my gun to let off on you, then it's just kind of the weapon of choice. Hers happened to be the car. When it comes down to making it look like I'm trying to get away, it may not look like from his perspective that she's trying to get away. So, yeah, he let loose awfully quick.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Since you said that, you're standing in front of the car. You see the car turning its wheels to go to the right. You're standing to the left. You know how to move out the way.
True. That's true. As mind you, he's looking at it through his phone. And when you're looking at it through the phone, it's a little different than what it looks like when you're looking at it in person. So that's the only reason why I say the amount of distance that you may have between yourself and the car, it may look like you got enough distance, but it's a lot closer than what it actually looks like when it's on the phone. So when you accelerate and things are moving a lot faster, you can cover a lot of distance within a short amount of time. So that's why I'm saying that I think looking at the video, that might be where he's coming from to say, oh, my life is in danger. I might want to go ahead and protect myself.
So you saying that he couldn't have moved out the way?
Oh, yeah, he could.
Okay, so he's not just. So which one is it? Is
Oh,
he
yeah, I say-
justified?
I-
Is he justified for it, or could he move out the way? Because to me, from my point, he could have moved out the way because he did step to the side and shot.
Right. That makes sense.
So if he had enough time to pull out his gun, step to the side, he'd had enough time to stop and not even pull out his gun and pull the trigger.
That makes sense. I just say, still saying, I would say that it's justified in the sense to say, if you mean to tell me that if I'm riding with my car and now we've done got back and forth and I'm pulling off and you mean to tell me you got your gun in your waistband, you're not going to haul off and let me have it because now I'm trying to get away from what it looks like to get away or trying to run you over.
But at the end of the day,
that's the heat of the moment.
it don't even matter, sir.
You sure about the heat of the moment or the end of the day?
At the end of the day. Okay, before I say, King Bernard, what you think?
Go for it.
Here's the thing. Now, I see what King Clem is saying, but look, here's my take on the whole thing. First and foremost, when he felt that he was in danger, which that's what they all say. They all say that, oh, I feared for my life. Okay, yeah, I guess you guys are trained to say that. Here's the thing. Well, how come you didn't discharge at the tires? How come you didn't discharge at the car itself? First and foremost, let's go back to what King E said. Eric, he said the ICE agent, they're not officers. They gang members. He is to the left. All right, now, she turning her wheels to the right. Now, she's going away from him. Okay, that eliminates the threat. It's no threat now. That eliminates that. Okay, so now you steps to the side. Actually, they showed several angles. Then it showed him at the side. First, when shot through the windshield. Then it showed him discharging from the side. So if you're discharging from a vehicle is moving, that's just like a person is fleeing. They are no longer a threat. They're gone. Now, I gotta add this on there, man. This Trump. How do you get on the news and you say, yes, he's in the hospital, he's recovering. Yes, you almost killed him and he's recovering. Man, this man called her the B word. You effing B. I'm like, wow, after you discharged into the vehicle, this man is walking away. Nothing is wrong. Where did the administration get? He's in the hospital recovering, and what he did was in self-defense. That part right there. I don't get that, man. ICE, they need to stop, quit with the lying. I want people to say, yeah, I know I'm a Republican and I know I'm riding, with that party, but that right there, that just didn't sit well with me as a humanitarian. That didn't sit well. But when you have people, this woman is gone. And right before then, she lost her husband, So now the 3 kids are left with the woman partner. Let's say that. Left with the partner now. Man, them kids, they're going to need therapy, the whole 9. And you got people in the public, it's not even feeling, some type of sense of remorse. Like, wow, man, this is terrible. Now you got millions that are, because they protesting. I mean, like crazy, but it's peaceful protesting. So that's my take on it. Wasn't nothing wrong with that man. That man wasn't threatened. That man did what he wanted to do because they bullies.
My next point I was going to ask was, with all the protests that's going on, and I know there's a lot of people on social media that's making their comments about it. I've even seen one where a guy that he said that he would have shot her too if she was trying to run me over. And I'm like, but he's not, she didn't try to run him over. Yeah, she's trying to flee the scene. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
from the angle, from everything that's going on, because when the ICE officer said, get out the car, she didn't have to get out the car,
Right, she didn't.
because you're not really a police officer.
Yes.
You're not a police officer. So she didn't have to get out the car. She was trying to flee the scene, and he just so happened, if he was looking and really paying attention, and see that she's turning her wheel to get away. Now, if anything, if you want to say that you did anything, I would say that you tried to block her from leaving then.
Yeah, exactly.
Makes sense.
If you want to look at it that way,
Yeah.
you tried to stop her from leaving.
Yeah,
So you gonna
exactly.
try to stop a truck from leaving? Not very smart. You on your leg, you walking, you on feet, but this car coming towards you, because I was always told to look both ways before I go out in the street.
Right though. Right.
So if
Yeah.
if it's a car
Yes, sir.
coming, you need to get out the way.
Right though. I'll give you that.
So you standing in front of the car, you see the car tires turning, so you already moving to the left. Well, moving to the right. You already moving to the right. The car turning left. Well, car turning right. You moving to your right, going to going to your left. So what's the problem? Where's the justification?
Honestly, the only justification that I could see when it comes down to looking at it is the fact of sitting here saying that I feel like she was getting ready to hit me. The car is a lot closer than what it looks like from how you see it, or how you see it, or how you see it, because we're not standing there.
Right.
At the point of when you're saying, okay, if you mean to tell me it's icy, and when it comes down, a lot of agents were slipping around, that the car is going to maintain the direction it's going, even on an icy road, that it's going to continue to go in a direction that you're expecting it to go, not in a direction that the accident happens. And why you call it an accident is because it went in a direction that you didn't expect it to go.
Now, with that being said, all these people on social media that's saying that they would have did the same thing until it happens to them.
Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
right.
There
That's
you go.
right. I give you that. Yeah.
Until it's their family member that's shot, till it's their wife, their daughter, their son, their husband. It's justified when you talk about the Republicans that's saying all this. Yeah, it's justified for them until it happens to them,
Yes.
Right.
Good point.
because they don't have to. They're not there going through it, because ICE, again, like you say, they're bullies. They're just You know, back in the day, back in the, you know, I know we sit here, we call it, we're kings. Kings, as brothers, we're kings, right?
For sure.
Now, back in the day, the kings, they would always have other people do their dirty work for them, right?
Yeah.
Because one or two things, they can't do it themselves or they too scared to do it. You got somebody, we have this administration sitting here with all this, they want to put all this military out here in these streets, ICE out here in the street. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for having illegal immigrants out of here. I'm for that. If
Okay,
that's what
yeah.
you want to do, if they're illegal, get them out of here.
Yeah.
But there's a right way and there's a wrong way. What you're doing now, and this is just my opinion, I can't speak for everybody. What you're doing now, it's like, and I'm not even gonna just look at this isolated incident.
Right.
There are other incidents that points to all you're doing is blatant discrimination. And nobody is saying nothing and they don't even care. They're looking at it like, oh no, no, you're not.
Right.
No, you're not.
Yep, no, you're not.
And this time it just so happened to happen to one of you.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
There you go.
Something that we have to deal with
Yeah.
on a daily basis, it happened to you. So now, where are you at now? How do you feel about that, being that it's one of you?
Good point. Honestly, the one thing I want to say about that, because you did touch on a good point about it, you know, what if it was your family member? A lot of us have our brothers and our sisters and our moms and our dads and our uncles that are in law enforcement because they did grow up in the hoods that we grew up in. And I got tired of seeing it the way that they are. So they want to make the difference. And those are the ones that we're saying, man, I'm just glad you made it home. You ready to give them a hug. You ready to give them a kiss. You ready to show them love because they made it home from a situation just like that where they was like, hey, I really felt like it was going to happen. This is, again, heat of the moment. I want to make sure I come back to you. I want to come back home. So I don't want to lose sight of that either because I do know someone that is a youngin' that wants to grow up to be a police officer. And if there is ever a point and you feel like that you need to make sure that it's your life or the other person, you're doing it for the many, make sure you protect yourself. It's about protecting yourself.
Okay, one more. We're going to be real quick. 20
Okay.
seconds, being because we got to take a break. So we're going to do 20 seconds. One last question. With the different narratives that's going on, and you got the federal and the local leaders together, they're fighting each other on who should take charge. What are your thoughts? Who do you think should be in charge? Should they work together or should it just be one local or one federal taking care of it?
I'm going to say first that I think it should end up being at the local level. And if at any point that the federal level feels like it wasn't handled in the way, then they should do it how they do any other case. Then they have to prove the case to say why it should be handled at the federal level. Let them prove their case. So now that way they can take that case to their federal judges or however you'd like to take it to a federal level instead of a state level.
Now, see, that's the reason why we're king. See, King Clem just took the words right out. So y'all please forgive me if I kind of like piggyback off of it, but I feel exactly what he said. I really think it should stay at the local level because that's their community. They know their community more than the feds know. But if it get to the point where it get a little bit out of hand, then the feds step in, then that's fine. But like King Clem said, man, it belongs to the local. Let them do it.
All right. Well, we're going to take a quick 5-minute break, and then we'll be back for our next two topics. Stay tuned.
Hi, my name is Lauren, and welcome to TV 1061. Join our network and broadcast your film live across the continent. Come to our studio and film and stream your TV show, sitcom, and showcase and broadcast it worldwide. Combine multimedia with your live stream. Independent filmmakers show your movie and afterwards interview your cast live. Sponsors, advertisers, I'm talking to you. This is your chance for global exposure. These are exciting times that we're in. Traditional TV is but a thing of the past. TV 1061 is on the Roku platform. Roku is an industry leader in internet TV. It has a viewership of 53 million and counting. It is the most popular and fastest growing internet TV platform. If you are interested in developing and showcasing your movie or show, or interested in coming in as a sponsor or advertiser, please send us your contact information with a brief description of your interest to 1061tv@gmail.com. Thank you. Hi, my name is Lauren, and
You are tuned in to Talk Show Kings on TV 1061.
Man, what they gonna do with this black on black crime, man? I'm sick of this. Thank you for watching another edition of Talk Show Kings on TV 1061. We'll be seeing you soon.
Welcome back to the next half of our show. Keep in mind, for those of you that's viewing online at YouTube TV 1061 or Roku TV 1061, you can call in. And the number again is 470-689-3832. Well, we had a good first segment.
Definitely.
And now we're finna go into our next topic. Venezuela. With everything that's going on over in Venezuela, with the capture of the president, and now they have the vice president running the country now, I have a question that I want to pose for everyone. Do you feel like the United States should actually take over that country and run the country? I'll start with you. I'll start with you, King Bernard.
Look. Here's my thing. No, United States. Okay. United States, I'm going to say it. A lot of times we need to mind our own business. Look, we got foolishness going on in our country right now. Is any other countries coming over here saying, okay, we see that you guys have this type of administration going on, so we want to eradicate it or do something to it? Man, we need to stop being this quote unquote bully. America is this, that, and the third. Now, don't get me wrong. I love my country. You know, we built it. You know, I love my country. But no, leave Venezuela alone. And let's get to the bottom of it. No, what I'm going to do, I'm going to stick with what you just said because I know you got other stuff going on. Do we think that America should be on it? No, we need to leave them people alone.
And I know where you're going.
Yeah,
I'm going to get there. Trust me. I'm going to get there. King Clem?
Okay, so in a place like Colombia, I'm just looking at it like this. You mean to tell me we go to another country, we take their president and his wife, and y'all don't want you to come get y'all mans back? Y'all not going to do like how the movies do or what we would do, even if it came down to a president that we did not like and it was a president that wasn't worth being a president. If they came over, any country came over and decided, I'm going to take the American president, I guarantee you, the United States is going to go to whatever country it is and go get the president back. They don't care what it's going to take. They're going to send all types of people and all types of agents and all types of war heroes and everything to go over there and go get them. So that's the first thing I'm looking at is how they not coming being like, we want our president back. He's us. He's from our country. You're not going to do this to us and take our leader. You're just going to step up and do something. So that kind of threw me off. I was kind of wondering about that. How you just going to come over and take somebody else's president and then be like, all right, you can have him. I mean, what does that say in the country or for that country in that country itself?
Well, I can answer that for you. Most of the people over there in Venezuela, they wanted him gone anyway.
It's beyond the people in the country. It's about the ones that are running the country. They're the ones that run the army. It's more than just the people like us, me, you, that are in the United States saying, hey, we don't like something, because we barely even get to pick our own president.
But
to say
see-
that they're going to have their own president be taken in, and now you're not going to go get him back.
But see, they don't have a constitution like we have. They don't have the type of diplomacy like we have over here in the United States. So all of that, the chain of command that they have over there is not like the chain of command that they have over here. We even got a chain of command, but our commander in chief, he bypassed all that stuff.
Makes sense. And I feel you. All I'm getting at is the fact that the country is not coming to get their leader back.
Because they don't want him back. Again.
See, King Clem, he looking at what you looking at. You looking at the principle.
I see what you looking
What
at.
he's saying is, oh, you came into my house and you broke into my house and you stole
Right.
something. Whether I liked it or not,
Right.
Yeah, my mother-in-law gave me that, and I didn't care if you stole it, but you still came into my house and stole it.
Well, see,
I need that back.
but see, let me
think
ask you
that's what he's
something.
saying.
But I get that. But let me ask you something. If it's something in your house that you don't want, if it's something that they did, let's just say they broke into your garage and they took your car, and you know you getting tired of paying that car note. You tired of paying that $600, $700 car note, and you be like, shoot, I wish somebody would come take this thing. Your wish has been answered. They done came and took your car. Do you want it back? No. Just file that insurance claim and keep it moving.
I was gonna say, yeah, file insurance. Okay.
And just keep it moving. I don't even want it back. So if you don't want it, if they don't want it back, they don't want it back.
So you think as people we're gonna sit here and be like, you stole my stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and
Over there,
steal
with
some
what-
more of my stuff.
Over there, with the way that leader, the way that their president was treating them, they don't want him back. How many people will sit here right now and say, I'm just saying, let's just look at it. Let's just be for real.
All right.
How many people will sit right here and say right now, if they came and took Trump, we gonna want them to go get him?
That is part of why I'm saying what I'm saying. Because
No. How many people gonna actually say we want him back?
It's the government will say we're gonna go get him back.
The only reason why the government gonna say they want him back
Right.
is because they are there. They have to protect him.
There you go.
They have
They
to.
have to. That's right.
I'm talking about actually want him back.
It doesn't matter what you
Yeah,
want.
no.
It don't matter what you
It
want.
matters. It matters. There's a difference because see, that's why I keep telling you. That's what I'm saying. Over here, it's different than over there. All of that is different. That's like different cultures. They got different cultures everywhere. So just like over here, it's a whole different thing over there. They didn't go when France took what was it, back in the day when Napoleon got captured. Did anybody go find him? Go look for him?
You know how much war you had to go through to get to that point? To say, all right, you got it, we're not coming for you? To sit there and be like, oh, no, I'm going to come get Napoleon, that's it. And then the rest of the French be like, all right, you can have him. Nah, they're going to fight for him and come get him.
So they didn't come get him though.
Back to the point of what you're saying when it comes down to sitting there saying why you're going to end up doing it. That would be the point of like having a draft. If you're proud of your country, you're proud of what you stand for, why you say you stand, and why you have a national anthem, why you have a flag. That would be the reason why you're saying I'm going to go back and get what you took because you're not going to take anything else from me.
And I
because
get
that's
that.
the case. The whole 9/11 thing wouldn't be the point to say, oh yeah, you going to come get us? Then Hiroshima should have been the last thing we had to worry about.
I get that. And you know what? You make valid points. You making valid points. But at the end of the day, Venezuela is not the United States. And Venezuela do not have the manpower to deal with the United States. Again, the United States was able to walk right into their house and take their president and their wife. So you think they finna come out here to the United States and try to do the exact same thing?
At night,
They ain't
with a
fit-
blindfold on.
Right,
That
right.
was kidnap.
Right.
I'm not gonna call it nothing but straight kidnap. That's what he did. They kidnapped him. I'm
hold
gonna
up.
keep it 100, man.
You mean to tell me if
He was blindfolded.
That's
Him
the
and
point
his
of
wife.
allies. That's the reason you have allies. Because now if you mean to tell me if they come get you, hey yo, me and him gonna make sure that they not gonna just keep him. That's part of me and him being your allies. So that way when stuff like that happens, you don't have to have the strength. We have the strength as a we. That's why when it comes down to us coming together like we should come together, why we should. Because when you have something happen like that, you should have something that's gonna have you back. That's why.
And I get it. Trust me, I get it 100%. I get it. But again,
When you keep giving the example about the Trump situation, that's why I be quiet. Because I know I'm not going over there to get him.
again,
So I just be quiet. I say, he got me again. I can't say nothing. When you keep using Trump, if somebody come and take Trump, I just be quiet. Because I know I ain't going to be part of that. That brigade to go get him. No, y'all can keep him. Y'all can have him.
so let me ask this. All right, now with that, we all know the real reason why he going over there. The real reason is the minerals, the oil. The minerals is for the AI. The oil, he already said it. He already laid out the plan, but nobody was paying attention.
Yep.
If you were really paying attention, they had already had this in the works. Because of the main thing was the oil, and then the secondary thing was the AI to get those minerals for the AI.
Mm-hmm.
So you already got Exxon and all these other oil companies lined up to pay you because y'all are going in together, basically, because you basically sat there and said it's a partnership. We're going in and we're going to divvy out the money. Right. There you have it. So it wasn't about the leader.
Mm-mm.
That was just the reason that was used to do what they needed to do.
Right.
And if that's what they want to say, so be it. Just say that. Don't come at us sideways like some of us are like dumb or something, like we don't know nothing. But then again, that's a tale for another day. My next question for you, Mr. King Clem.
Yes, sir.
Why do you think you just made one point about why they're not coming to get them? Why there isn't any other countries out there that's saying anything about it? Because don't you think wouldn't they feel some type of way that if they did this to Venezuela, they could do it to them?
Okay. Something like that, like you said, it's going to be more of a financial gain, because that's one of the reasons why I feel and I think why that country itself is not coming back for them is because it's more of a financial gain. And anybody else, as far as government goes, that runs with them is being paid off for what the oil will do for the other countries that are getting paid by it. So it's definitely about the money, in a sense, to say the minerals, because you're going to have a larger payout for the type of mineral that it is to work whatever technology that you needed to work. So I think the bigger part of that, when, like you said about the money, it's paying countries for not getting involved to make sure that they're going to be the ones to get paid in the long run.
Okay.
Yeah, like what he's saying. Yeah, to get their cut. It's all about, okay, if a country say, all right, man, you think we need to step in? I said, well, no, because America promised us this much. All right, we're going to fall back on this one. But see, I want to touch on this. The whole thing was a coup because, see, before that, our administration went over there and they hollered at Maduro. We're going to just talk like this. They hollered at him. Look here, man. We need to make this deal. Like you were saying, we need to put this deal together, such and such, such and such. Maduro said, no. He said, no, we good. So our administration said, oh, you okay? Because they bullies. Oh, you good? All right. Check this out. What time you go to sleep? Yeah, okay. Y'all, let's fly up out of here. They came back that night, or whatever night. They said, didn't I ask you what time you was going to sleep? Yeah, come on with us. Matter of fact, put this blindfold on. Because we came to you and we tried to make a deal. You said no. So I told you, we going to holler at you. We going to come back and holler at you. So how they set up the coup, even though we know Maduro was doing stuff in his country, okay, yeah, we know that. But what they did was they magnified it even more. Because you got to give his people a reason to think that he's super, super terrible. So they say, okay, we're going to magnify the things he did. We're going to magnify that. So when we do come back and holler at him and pull him up out of his house, they're going to be like, yeah, we glad he gone. So, man, go back to what you said. It's about oil. It wasn't to save the people from him. It wasn't about that, man. It was about oil. He decided, no, I don't need America, because they was doing deals with other countries. And it was kind of like cutting America out. So they was like, okay. So this is what we going to do. So America, this superpower, man, they such bullies, man. I just don't get it. And you going in other people's homes, and we got problems in our own house that we need to tend to.
What happened to America First? That's gone.
Yeah.
That went away real quick.
Yeah, real quick. I'm going to take care of America. I'm going to make sure, get eggs down. I'm going to do this first and make sure. Man, all that is gone. What happened?
Now, you have a lot of people that was talking about, a lot of people on social media saying that they don't understand why they went after Venezuela, why they didn't go deal with the fentanyl in Mexico with the cartels. For me, this just, again, me speaking, I have a thing that I believe that they working with the cartel myself. Because yes. I mean, if you look at certain things and how certain things happen, yeah, you may be deporting immigrants back, but you ain't getting all of them back, because you still gotta bring some up in here so you can get paid too. Now that's just me. I don't know. Hey, maybe I may be reaching a little bit. I don't know. But you targeting certain so-called the illegals that's very dangerous and all that, but the only ones I see you targeting, the only ones I keep hearing a bit that's being arrested are ones that got little traffic tickets. Or their visa probably expired.
Right.
So the real bad criminals, the real bad Mexicans that's gang, cartel, and all that, I don't see you. I haven't heard anything about them being locked up. I haven't heard anything about no MS-13 gang members being locked up. I mean, if you have, let me know. I haven't seen it. I ain't seen anything about no MS-13 gangs in California, no gang cartels down in Texas, Arkansas, none of that. Even here in Atlanta, I ain't heard nothing about them in Gwinnett being locked up. All I hear about is little old ladies.
Yeah.
Are you shooting, killing folks because you feel like they trying to run you over?
Honestly, it is kind of ironic that, going off the ICE thing and we trying to deport people, deport, and we go all the way to Colombia and go get that one and bring them over here. So this is ironic how we do that one. What it is that we're fighting for and why we're fighting, when it comes down to saying something like cartels or something like the gangsters that are here that are doing whatever needs to be done, in a sense, to have law enforcement for the reasons that they're there, you need the criminals to do what they're doing. So that way, when it comes down to, we're not arresting those folks that we're supposed to be arresting, because we need them to get in trouble. We need them to be addicts. We need them to be thieves. We need them to be all the things that we as police, we as law enforcement, we as government try to arrest people for to put them in jail, because the jails are the ones that are sitting here being like, hey, we're paying y'all, the state, to make sure y'all have my jails full. So that's why when it comes down to making sure that if they're a big time drug dealer that's from the cartel, they're going to make sure they get it over here because they know how to do it. And once they get it over here, now they distribute it so that way they can make sure that everybody's getting their piece. Everybody's going to make sure they get caught up, because that's the real reason that we're going to make sure that we have the National Guard come out. And the real reason we're going to start having more violence and more things happen is so that way we can make sure we're giving them something to do. We're making sure that you're needing to say, hey, we have an issue. Come get these people. Come arrest them. Come do this. Come do that. Because if they're not out here and they're actually doing what they're supposed to do, there would be no reason to sit here and say, hey, you need to have the jails full. We would actually be out here having all the things that we don't need somebody breaking in my house for.
King
That's
Bernard.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's the reason why they're not going after the cartels in Mexico.
Keep
They
them right
need
here.
them.
You don't need to go get them. Keep them right here so that way you can make sure. All right, we brought all that stuff in. Now you making the money off of the stuff that they're bringing in, and so you get some there, and you're gonna get some when you arrest them. And if they give you information, you're gonna get some then too. So how you not see it as a win-win? You're gonna get it from the other country as well.
So is this new? No. Let's go back to the Reagan era. Same thing. So none of this is new. This been going on. They flew drugs in then. Put it where they wanted it to be. So history repeats itself. So this is not new. So, we've been here. We've been here and done that. So that's my take on it. Yeah, we're all on the same thing. That's the reason why they pick and choose who they want. So it's just because you got to understand, some go along with the program and some don't. That's even in law enforcement. They get paid under the table. They let drug dealers, and whoever is, is riding with the program. Okay, we get them a pass. We'll let them know, look, I just heard down at the precinct, your block is hot. Hey, I appreciate that. It's going to be some of your stocking for Christmas. You know what I'm saying? So, man, everything works as a conglomerate together. I watch your back, you watch mine, you watch his, he watch yours, and it just goes down. That's just how. None of this is new, man. It's sad, but that's how they've been running the country, man, as long as we know.
Yep. Well, we're going to switch gears. Those are some good points made. King Clem trying to doggone come in here with his little doggone vest on and everything, right? Trying to come at me. Okay, I got something for you. Let's see what you got with this one.
Hey, he was ready for you.
Oh, yeah, he was ready. He was ready. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Ready. So look here.
All right, so the next topic, the last one for the day, gonna close us out. Where is rap / hip hop music headed as far as the industry with all of the different mixing of the genres and all of the AI technology coming out? Where do you think it's headed?
In the dumps. I know you're going to say, well, okay, then, if you say it's in the dumps, then tell the people. Man, look, again, man, I'm Generation X. Look, I remember when you had to be original. What we called it back then, Biden. Be Biden. Oh, man, you trying to sound like such and such. Oh, you trying to. Now, everything is a cookie cutter. I'm going to tell you another thing that they doing too. Let me finish the cookie cutter. Everything is a cookie cutter. Okay, who's hot? Okay, I'm going to just use it for example. I'm going to just throw something out there. Young Thug. I'm going to just use him. Okay, we need somebody to sound like Young Thug. No? Well, won't you sign another artist that got his own lane? Well, no, because Young Thug is on the charts right now. He's doing his thing, so we need somebody. So everything is cookie cutter. Whoever sounds hot, they sign people that to mimic that. So everything sounds the same. Man, when I hear this, actually, I don't even listen to it. No, I don't even listen. Man, let me see. The last time I really stopped listening to, let's define rap and hip hop. What they doing now is rapping. It's not hip hop. Remember, hip hop is a movement. Hip hop is the way you speak, the way you dress. What's going on, you know, your swag. Hip hop, it's a movement. Rap is just putting words together that sound alike. So that's what they doing now. It has no substance. And I don't really want to blame the rappers. I do and I don't. I want to blame the elites behind it. Because I remember back in the day, they used to censor hip hop artists. You know, they'd tell them, you can't say that on the radio. You can't do, man, nah, that's too controversial. Nah, we're not going to do that. Now, Sexy Red, all this ratchet stuff, and they push it because they have a higher agenda. If we put out music with no substance, how is it going to teach the next generation? How is it going to teach the next generation about generational wealth? That's why conscious rap, they don't promote it. Anybody coming with this X-Clan type vibe or Public Enemy or Tribe Called Quest, they not going to promote that. But if anybody talking ratchet that's going to dummy down our community, they're going to push that. So guess what? You become what you hear. So now you got these little kids, they saying, okay, I like Sexy Red. I want to do. No, don't. We're not going to do the Sexy Red. No, it's a lot of other beautiful women out there that's really doing positive things. But they push that. So it's a bigger agenda, man. They know what they're doing, the elites. And they pulling these rappers off the street. Okay, we all from the hood. We all grew up a certain way. You put this type of money in their pocket, that's all they know. They know about feeding their family. So guess what? They're going to keep giving you that type of music, whether they want to or not. But they're going to say, the record label is not going to feed me and give me a check unless I do this type of music. I don't want to do this. I want to do this. But they said no. So I don't really want to blame the rappers, man. They just trying to eat. But I blame the elites because it's bigger.
Okay, well, what do you think about it with them using AI technology?
Man, that's crazy. First and foremost, that's cheating and it's unfair to real musicians and real artists. Everything is microwave now. Nothing is talent anymore. What happened? What happened to that? And I'm seeing these videos, nice songs. And then I'm looking at the people singing. I said, why they look funny? I go to the comments. That's AI. I said, man, they done got me again. That's AI. I said, come on, man. Don't do that. Now, these are make-believe people. Anybody can get behind a computer, type in AI, type in a hit song, and push it out there. And it's streamed, and there it is. I know the world is going to AI. I get that. But I don't know, man. I'm from the originality generation, man. Just be original. I like to see people work and have talent. That's how I feel about it.
King Clem?
Okay. I'm with you on that. It's a deeper level for us because we're the ones creating this. We're the ones that had the reason for hip hop, and we had the reason for rap, and we had the reason to why we're speaking on what we're speaking on. Even just with that power like that, so that way when it draws you in to say why you rap, why you do hip hop, because it was a way to express ourselves. Mm-hmm. And that was one of the problems is that when it came down to being able to, express myself, and we was doing it without having the industry out there, and we made it We made it worth the industry coming to get us. We were the reasons that it was like this. We're the reasons why we say, okay, I'm going to talk about what I want to talk about because this is how I want to talk about it. And they're the reasons why I'm talking about it is why it was rap. And why when it comes down to sitting here saying, okay, now that you're doing it your way, now we have the intellectual rap when it comes down to the East Coast. Now we have the speed rap when it comes down to the Midwest. Now we have that flashy rap when it comes down to the South. We have the gangster rap that comes to the West Coast. So now that we all established when it comes down to saying why we rap the way we rap and why we do hip hop the way we do hip hop, because now it comes with the way we dress and how we express ourselves in a outward motion as far as it is being internal. Now that I got the foundation set and saying, okay, now that we're in the industry and they're paying for it, again, it jumps back to being in that whole jail thing to why they started being like, I don't want y'all to talk about that. I want you to talk about this now. Now we're going to go ahead and go to where we have to talk about doing the drugs thing, or now we're talking about shooting your friends and our women being treated the way that they're being treated because that's what they want us to talk about. That's what they want to glorify, and that's what they're pushing. Now that I have that set, and now that's the only way you're going to come in and that's the only way we're going to go. Now, if you're saying that you have the words and you have the ability to be lyrical, I may have not had that look. I don't have that look to be a rapper. I don't have that. I could see where AI would be able to tell my story because it's me telling the story through that. Now it's expressing it the way that I needed to express it because you weren't wanting to look at me, but you're willing to look at this AI and believe it because it's really coming from me and this is what I'm going through. I think the hard part comes in when it comes down to saying, if I'm a suburban kid and I'm not going through the hood stuff and the ghetto stuff that these others are going through, and I want it to be me so bad that I'm doing it through AI because that's not the real story that is me. I'm telling somebody else's story. Is where that fakeness that you mentioned is coming from. And I can see where that may be one of those things where, yeah, that's cheating. You're not talking about a life that's really yours or something that you're experiencing. So it's hard to gravitate to something that's not really real for myself or whoever's listening to it.
Yes.
To why we are doing what we're doing and why we did what we did to start the foundation for this. So where it's going, I'm seeing people getting taken advantage of. I don't want to throw no names out there in a sense to say there was one artist that, was listening to people and he was saying, all right, I want to hear what you got. I want to hear what you got. And they made up his own AI. And then the AI is talking about starting from the bottom. And this is how I had to come up. And it's like, that's not you. You've never had to come up from that. You're not even telling your story. You just got here, 3 days ago when you already talking about you came from the bottom. You were just created 3 days ago. Come on. So that's why I see why hip hop may not be going in the direction that we originally intended it to go, but it is definitely going to head into a direction that is going to be easiest to say, I want this image. I want to be this. I want to express what looks like what I think everybody wants to see.
Okay. So with that, with you saying that, both of you saying that, do you think essentially with the way everything is, hip hop is dead?
Okay, again, yes, like Nas said, hip hop is dead, because like I said, hip hop is a culture, it's a way of life, it's a movement. Rap, that's different. Now, rap is not dead, but yeah, hip hop is because, okay, I'm all with things moving in different directions. I'm with that. But I'm also a firm believer of you can't reinvent the wheel. Some things, you have your different lanes. You have your native tongue. You have your gangster rap. You have your conscience rap. You have your political rap. What the hell is drill and, excuse me, but what is drill and ratchet music? I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? They can still do those same lanes, man. They can still do those same lanes. But when you start doing stuff like that, that's okay, gangster rap did take a toll on our community. I get it, man. The drugs and, the killing, man. And I get that. But was there any lies told? No. It really, all they did was put what was happening to us in our community on a big screen TV. That's all they did.
That's it.
They put it on a big screen TV. So when other people seen it, the media and everybody, they like, oh my God, that happens. You can't do, yeah, because we want other people to know this is what happens in our community. So to answer your question, hip hop is dead, but rap is not.
Gotcha. One last question. Now, again, with the different genres, especially the mix between rap and country and R&B and country. I mean, Nelly started it back in the day with the R&B and country, him and Tim McGraw. And now you have rappers like Big X the Plug doing rapping and doing country songs with other country singers. And of course, Beyonce did her country album. A lot of people took to that and like it. Do you think that that's getting away from a lot of the culture of hip hop and rap? Well, the culture of hip hop and rap, or is this just because, again, a lot of people like it, but then you have the people on the countryside that's more in love with the country that they like, nah, this isn't real country. Even though Beyonce won an award for her country music, for her country album. She's not a country singer, so she shouldn't win that award.
Nah, I think that when it comes down to being able to, again, express yourself, and if being from Texas and understanding when it comes down to sitting here being like, I like being on my horse. I like taking care of my farm, because when it comes down, I kill my pig, I cook my pig, and I make sure whatever I have left over, I go ahead and put it in the kitchen. Being that way and knowing how to express everything you just went through and why you're saying, all right, I'm going to express it this way. I like being a cowboy. I like my boots. I like my belt. Being able to do that is why when it comes down to saying if you're going to be from Texas, you're going to be like Big X the Plug and you're going to rap like that or even do hip-hop like that because you understand country. You don't have to be this street hood person, but you understand country. And you do have your own way to vibe the way you vibe to make sure that you put it down how you do. They may not have to be like the drill rappers when it comes down to being quick. And you know what? I feel like this because I'm going through this and I'm going through this. I'm expressing my anger because I feel this way. Because you know what? I see this person real flash and they got all this money, but keep flashing that money, keep flashing all that jewelry. I'm coming to get it because you want those things. And not to take away from us, and you shouldn't have to do those things, but when it comes down to expressing oneself to say why hip-hop is being able to go into different genres, because if you're going to say, all right, me as a hip-hop artist or rapper, now I've done moved up, and now I don't have to be in that type of community anymore. Now my kid loves what I do, and they want to do what I do, but they don't know nothing about that life. That's why when it comes down to handing it down, because you teach them, just like you mentioned, when you're teaching them, now they're trying to come up and be exactly who I was. Mm-hmm. Now they're trying to do it from the suburbs. Now they're trying to do it from a ranch, not necessarily when it comes down to doing it from the farm. So certain parts of it, to why it can kind of jump over and mold over, is because that's one of those things where you're ending up growing and becoming into another place where it should go to.
Okay. Real quick, final thoughts that you want to give out to anybody, to the crowd, to the audience, and then we got to wrap it up. Final thoughts.
Okay, yeah. Let's go on what King Clem said. Okay, and piggyback off you real quick. I don't see nothing wrong with hip hop merging with country, because look at the Buffalo Soldiers. They were black. See, people don't understand. They think country and cowboys and stuff was just, Europeans. No, it was some black cowboys too. So we're still within our lane. So no, I don't see nothing wrong.
All right. Well, We had a good show today, fellas.
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir.
We appreciate everybody joining in. Again, I forgot to tell everybody at the beginning of the show, Happy New Year. This is our first episode of the year. So Happy New Year. We hope you continue to watch us throughout the rest of the year, and we hope your new year ends the way and goes the way that you want it to go. With that being said, we'll talk to you next time.
Tune in to Talk Show Kings on TV 1061.
Man, what they gonna do with this black on black crime, man? I'm sick of this. Thank you for watching another edition of Talk Show Kings on TV 1061. We'll be seeing you soon.